Finnish President Stubb's statement on Ukraine's EU and NATO accession sparks debate. Fire destroys semi-detached house in Oulu, residents escape safely. Fatal fire in Turku, police investigating suspected arson. Up to 20 Finnish theaters at risk of closure due to government subsidy cuts. Finnish President Alexander Stubb's statement on Ukraine's accession to the EU and NATO has sparked much controversy. At the Helsinki Security Forum, Stubb suggested that Ukraine would join the EU first, followed by NATO membership. However, this view has met with disagreement among diplomats and scholars. Sweden's ambassador to Finland, Peter Eriksson, emphasized that since the Cold War, countries have typically joined NATO before the EU. Some experts also believe that NATO should prioritize Ukraine's security, especially in light of tensions with Russia. Nevertheless, the EU accession process is expected to be lengthy due to strict criteria regarding democracy and the rule of law. Early Sunday morning, a major fire broke out at a semi-detached house on LRT Air Street in Topular, Oulu. The 1.5-story house caught fire while the residents were asleep. Fortunately, thanks to the fire alarm, the residents escaped safely. The first home's residents evacuated with their dog, while the adjacent house's residents also successfully saved themselves. Oulu's fire department quickly arrived and extinguished the fire, which lasted until Sunday afternoon. The fire caused toxic smoke that spread across the Koskelar, Mustarsua, and Taskular areas. Residents were advised to close windows and stop using ventilation systems to avoid inhaling smoke. Initial assessments suggest the fire may have started from a candle. Although the fire didn't spread further, the house was completely destroyed. On Sunday morning in Turku, a fire in a small building resulted in the death of one person, according to the Southwest Finland police. The victim was a man under 30 years old. Police are investigating the fire as a case of serious vandalism, suspecting that the victim caused the fire and was unable to escape. The building was completely destroyed. Firefighters continued their efforts to extinguish the fire and clear the site. The fire produced toxic smoke that spread across the Raunis-Tular area, prompting authorities to issue an early morning safety warning. However, by the afternoon, the danger had been contained. Around 20 theaters in Finland are at risk of closure due to state subsidy cuts. This situation particularly affects theaters in large cities like Helsinki and rural areas. In addition to financial difficulties, theaters face other challenges, such as declining audience numbers, especially among young people, and competition from other forms of entertainment. However, Jyväskylä City Theatre remains undeterred. The theatre's leadership, headed by Marjatar Kunnas, is determined to continue investing in new works and premieres. The theater hopes this strategy will help them navigate these difficult times and attract audiences, especially with new musicals like Boss Lady, composed by Maisa Vilkumar. FlixBus, a German transportation company, is expanding its operations in Finland with the aim of dominating domestic bus routes. The company is currently in talks with several Finnish bus operators about partnering and transitioning to the FlixBus brand. FlixBus's strategy is to offer low-cost services, particularly targeting backpackers and budget travelers. The company does not own buses but works with independent bus companies, providing them with marketing support and route optimization. FlixBus has been monitoring the Finnish market for the past 2 years and plans to launch its first domestic route next year. This poses a challenge to competitors like Onibus, a major bus company in Finland. If successful, FlixBus will become a formidable competitor, transforming Finland's long-distance transportation market. On Sunday afternoon at Pyhä-Luosto National Park in Lapland, an explosion occurred when tourists were using a gas stove in the Kärhän Zuo Marlampi shelter, according to Finland's Forest Administration. The incident happened when the stove's gas pipe caught fire, and the tourists were unable to extinguish the flames. They quickly evacuated the shelter before the gas canister exploded, cracking the door and blowing off the roof. Fortunately, no one was injured. The shelter has now been closed for inspection and repairs. Authorities will visit the site this week to assess the damage. 60 years ago, in September 1964, a massive explosion rocked the village of Kaamanen in Inari. The cause of the explosion remained a mystery for many years until those responsible decided to reveal the truth this fall. At the time, a group of boys aged 7 to 10, including Kari Vesko Niemi and Kauko Latov, decided to ignite leftover artillery shells from the Lapland War during a camping trip. Initially, they only intended to create small explosions using rifle bullets, but they found belts of German artillery shells, leading to a huge explosion. Luckily, no one was injured, as the boys managed to run far enough before the blast. Smoke from the explosion could be seen 10 kilometers away. For 60 years, the group kept silent out of fear and guilt, but now they feel safe to share the story. Increasing numbers of students in Finland are choosing to start families and have children while studying, especially in the 2020s. A significant reason for this rise is the childcare allowance introduced by Keller for student families in 2018. According to statistics, the number of students receiving this allowance has increased by over 1,000 annually over the past decade. The allowance provides financial support to student families, with €141.60 per month per child. Although raising children while studying can be challenging in terms of time and finances, many students have shared that it brings immense value to their lives. They not only experience the joy of parenthood but also learn how to balance studies with family responsibilities. Additionally, having children during their studies allows them more time to grow alongside their children and adapt to family life earlier, rather than waiting until their careers and lives are more settled. Zari Kropsu, a resident of Sotkamo, has successfully grown forest potatoes for 5 years. According to him, planting potatoes in forests not only reduces the effort needed for weeding but also produces beautiful and tasty potatoes. Kropsu advises that the ideal locations for planting potatoes are forests with plenty of pine and deciduous trees, as the fallen leaves create soft soil that helps the potatoes thrive. He also recommends Annabella and Columba potato varieties for planting. Annabella produces beautiful, high-quality potatoes, while Columba yields the best crops. However, to avoid diseases, especially late blight, growers should burn the potato stalks after the season and rotate the planting area yearly. Ella Junnila, a renowned Finnish track and field star, has been inspiring many people with her story. Despite her dyslexia, she has not let it hinder her love for books and learning. Junnila hopes that others facing similar challenges won't give up but instead find methods that work best for them. She believes that with the right support, no obstacle is insurmountable. As one of Finland's top athletes, Junnila hopes to use her influence to encourage people to read and value knowledge. In addition to her athletic career, she pursues education and social activities, contributing to building a better sports community. She emphasizes that athletes are not just competitors but also individuals with social responsibilities. Sony recently launched the Pro version of its PlayStation 5 console, but it does not come with a disc drive. Users must purchase the drive separately and install it themselves, costing around €120, in addition to the console's price of about €800. The shift from physical discs to digital media is becoming more common, not only with PlayStation but also Xbox. Statistics show that 83% of last year's console game market revenue came from digital sales. Although convenient, the disappearance of physical discs has left many feeling nostalgic for the experience of owning tangible game boxes. Moreover, the shift from physical to digital in the gaming industry is driving some players back to piracy. When purchasing digital games, players don't truly own the game but rather receive a license to use it. Game publishers have the right to revoke these licenses at any time, causing some gamers to lose access to the games they've bought. Incidents like Ubisoft deleting The Crew or Sony removing content from PlayStation have sparked dissatisfaction, leading to a rise in game piracy.